I had this sudden loss of balance, of body balance, and instantly also a moment of vertigo or dizziness. And this happened after one evening I was watching a screen, a computer screen, and I felt my eyes were very tired, but really just physically tired, not tiredness. Really, there was like a strain in my eyes. And I, instead of stopping watching the screen, I kept looking at the screen for another maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour. And when I finished and stood, I had this vertigo and loss of balance. I was really strong to the point where I was afraid I would fall. And it did last for about 2 weeks after this moment and did not repeat ever since in my life. So this only was one time event that happened during these 2 weeks several times. And it would always be a problem would arrive, that dizziness within those 2 weeks, when I would do something with my body and I would not coordinate the looks, the point I was staring at, with the movement of the body. For instance, if I would walk on the sidewalk and instead of looking forward, I would just look to the sides, maybe upwards or downwards. Instantly I would get dizziness or vertigo, if you want, and just put the wrong step to the point of I was scared I would fall one time. So it didn't happen. I didn't fall, but that was very strong. And also at that instant, I just kind of very, very, very short blackout. So you don't realize what's going on in that very half a second of moment. Another situation that this was happening would be maybe I would lift something from the floor, and instead of watching that object, I would just again look to the sides, even just slightly. That would give me that vertigo, loss of equilibrium, body equilibrium moment. So again, this did last 2 weeks. However, when it happened the first time that night, when I had that eye strain, I realized this was the cause. So ever since the first moment when this started with the eye strain, I paid attention. They never did, from that moment on, never did look at the screen when I would feel this eye tiredness, eye strain. So I just paid attention. I did this mistake just once. The problem did last for about dizziness and lack of equilibrium did last for about 2 weeks. I would say more 10 days or so. It did go away. Actually, it did go away very fast. Like once it stopped, basically it stopped not all of a sudden, but very quickly. So it went away completely. Never happened ever since. Now, just keep in mind this kind of dizziness. To me, this was completely related to what happened. Perhaps people don't believe or don't understand. The eye muscles or nerves also work with the body coordination, are related, send information to the inner ear, which is regulating the body equilibrium. And when you have a tiredness, you can search on Google. If I don't forget, I will link you just really, if you want scientific proof, eye coordination with body equilibrium. And if the eyes, perhaps somehow there is a muscle or something like this that gets slightly strained when you keep watching the TV with any kind of screen, phone, tablet, whatever it is, when you feel that strain and you keep watching it, maybe there is some small of, I don't know what, not damage, but just something that goes away slowly, takes 1 or 2 weeks to kind of heal inside, to be again just normal. So this is the actual explanation, and I think it's very often because I put comments on other videos which were not my videos about this loss of equilibrium, and those comments that I put with this experience got a lot of votes, and people did comment, did reply saying exactly what I had too. So just be aware of this. Also, 2 more things. Be aware that if you have children, you know what's the problem with our days. Maybe they don't realize this is happening to them, that eye tiredness. So it's good perhaps to have a communication with them, explain to them, ask them not just monitor the time they use, but also try to understand, to have them talk when they feel this eye tiredness, so they don't have a problem like this. And just if they happen to have a problem with vertigo, loss of body balance, just know it can be related. Also, the second thing is that this kind of vertigo, dizziness, unbalance of the body, it's not only related to screens, to the situation I'm describing here. It can also be a problem with your health. So just read online, it could be really various things, even up to cancer. So just be aware there are other situations. It's not just this screen. However, I think this screen problem probably is quite often today. And just finishing this video, it's perhaps difficult to explain in words what I describe by eye tiredness or strain. It's really it's not really, again, it wasn't like I was need to sleep. It's just, I felt like there's a stress inside my sockets or so, the bulb of the eye and whatever muscles are connected to. I felt it was a tiredness. I felt like I had to stop watching that screen at that moment. And I did not. I kept watching it. So when this happens, just stop. Even before that, perhaps. Thanks for watching.